welcome back. You are still tuned in to Funtastic Fridays. And we're here with you every Friday and all the Friday them when a name Friday. Don't ask me no question. From 5 p.m. till 8 p.m. here on News Talk 93 FM. And from me hear that time, you know what? From me hear that intro song, you know what time it is.
Before Kimmie to let Cameron come up with that. I know the shifts.
It is time for Talk the Ting with Kim. And yes, so it's because I've been Kimmie. I'm about to go back to Kimmie. Right? Can't have an answer. I was sure that it's a talk to me. I'm going to take off the glasses. Yeah, son, it's a fraud. She is a fraud. Kimmie is not real. Alright, so, guys, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Before I go further into that, I want to big up Joanna. Joanna is the winner of our giveaway that we gave right before the break, where we asked you to let us know 2 artists that we interviewed during Fantastic Fridays during the month of May. And the clue was that if you didn't remember them, you could have gone to our Instagram page and just scroll through, because every single artist feature we have, we share it on the page. So you want to do that quick research, get it wrong both twice, I will and come again, and him as well. Get it wrong both twice, I will and come again, but Joanna got it in the nick of time. So congrats, Joanna, you won yourself $200 phone credit to a network of your choice.
Yeah, local network.
Local network. I want to reach international. Well, we reach international, but we don't reach international credit yet. Right? So we're working on it. But as I said, guys, this June is a very important month. It's a month that's dear to my heart, mainly because it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I believe that this is something that needs so much more attention, because all the things that we're seeing day in, day out in society is probably is coming from this issue that we're experiencing, mental health concerns that not enough attention is being given to. All right. So for today, we're going to discuss how to support men's mental health and raise awareness. So June and November are popular months for supporting men's mental health. But the men in your life need you all year round. So we're not in a just special treatment June and November. We need to give extra special treatment to our men, or to the men around us. Coming on, I'm going to go record that and say, Kim, say, yeah, man, special treatment to all the women there. Me never said to come. Me not support that. So let's put that on record. But the men in your life, they need that extra special attention and support all year round. We're discussing mental health more now than we ever have before. People are becoming more open about their mental health, and we're all learning better ways to support each other. But people may often underreport men's mental health, with men not reaching out for the support that they need. And that's where Men's Mental Health Awareness Month comes in, bringing attention to this issue. All right? So, guys, as we say, we'll learn how to support each other, especially the men, because I feel like a lot of the bashing that we're seeing on social media is like a cry from men saying, hey, we feel neglected, we feel put on the back burner, we feel less important, we feel undervalued, we feel like all of these things. That's what I'm getting. So if people see it and like, oh boy, the man them nowadays, them seeing them feelings, and them just this, them just that. But I think it's really a reflection of how they really feel. They may not know how to express it because they were never taught how to properly express themselves. But I feel like it's a reflection of how they're feeling. They just have a variety of ways of sharing that, right? So while many strides have been made in serious mental health conversations, one crucial aspect remains inadequately addressed, and that's men's mental well-being. The prevailing societal narrative surrounding masculinity often inhibits men from acknowledging and confronting their emotional challenges. Traits like strength, emotional resilience, and endurance are typically associated with masculinity and may inadvertently hinder men from seeking help, leading to adverse consequences for their mental health. So it's because society tell men that, oh, you have a strong, your back of a broad, and boy, life not easy is expected to be additionally rough on men. So because we're taught that, or the men in our lives are taught that, they are less likely to express when there's a concern, right? And then that's also part of the issue, because to be honest, half the time we don't find out something is wrong with a man until it's too late.
We're not too even good doctor until we're dead.
Exactly, we don't find out until it's too late, and that, as I just said, most times is too late, right? So we need to put a higher emphasis on this and stop teaching our boys that, oh, man, not for cry. If you just tough it out, yeah, man up. We need to stop it. Those should be like trigger phrases now, right? Because like men have things that they're going through and them can't express it.
I have popular phrases which works in most situations, but every man for themselves.
Literally.
Like people just live by that. Like people don't ask for help. Like,
exactly.
Brother, every man for themselves.
Yeah, man.
We need a better culture as men for true.
Exactly. So I think a part of it, because a lot of men tend to say, oh, women have these expectations and society have these expectations, but I've come to find out, based on my observations, men also have these expectations of other men.
We perpetuate it. Yeah.
So as much as they like to say, boys, like, we know matan, we know this, we know that, men also share that view. Indirectly, maybe them don't realize, but then when they reason at the same thing, they say, boy, if I just hold it, hold it like a G,
The rough thing is that it's culture. So when the culture pushes, the kind of mindset, it's like we just follow the trend. So, we might even be doing it and we don't even know.
Exactly. And that's what I've been realizing. So I feel like men face that from all angles, right? And guys, as you know, as usual, I love a very interactive segment. So if it is that you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, anything that you think, say, no, man, we need to address this in particular, feel free to drop your comments on the Instagram live. If it is that you're not on the live, you can join there by going to Funtastic 93 FM. And then you can also send your comments via WhatsApp on our number, which is 876-792-3530. Alright, so let's get into some facts now. So empirical data presents a somber reality. Joanna on the live said men don't understand that it's okay to ball. But guess what? We tell them, because society is that with actions now match your words.
Exactly.
So we start saying, no, but the meeting ball, no, man, girl?
Yeah, girl.
Wait, no, we have ball for. So even though a lot of persons now are saying it, I don't think our actions are supporting it.
Much of it.
When them start, actually, if you look at it, social media, when a man posts a video of ball, we don't have mixed views about men posting videos balling. Remember Tyrese and all them. Listen, them done Tyrese, and he was just emotional, fed up. I'm just listening, I'm getting feelings out there.
Bishop Escobar at one point too.
Exactly.
Yeah, they must say, wait on Bishop Escobar. Man say, listen, me, I just paying Jamaican, as if man put in Jamaica, say, oh, let me chip. You get me? So you never prepare for them kind of emotions.
Yeah.
But what do men do with these emotions if we not can't express them?
Exactly. So even though we're saying it nowadays, I don't think we truly are showing that we mean that, and that is a problem, right? Mm-hmm. So as I was saying, we're gonna get into some facts. Empirical data presents a very sad reality. The World Health Organization, that's WHO, states that depression is the primary cause of disability worldwide, affecting both men and women. But men are particularly reluctant to seek help for mental health issues. Breaking the stereotype associated with seeking treatment is essential to treating men's mental health. Men are discouraged from asking for help because they are told it shows a sign of weakness, and weakness is not something a man should ever show, which is reinforced by societal norms. Underreporting also furthers the stigma, since men may choose to hide their feelings or symptoms to project strength in the face of social pressure. So this is something my dad shared with me, and as simple as this story is, I thought it was relevant to this conversation. Him say, back then when him did a date And he took out this girl and whatever, and he walk her home late at night. And after him drop her off and stuff, I say, yo, you should see me run, But guess what? While he was walking with her, he had to have the image off. I'm afraid of nothing. It's not gonna go on, but there. But the whole time he was there worrying, but not showing that. And the minute our door locked, he said, Kip, I move. Right? And I feel like a lot of men face that and they just can't share that. Boy, ladies, enough of them man they way ask to kill the lizard them. They're afraid of the lizard. May I be honest? They're not telling you. I had an ex that told me that. I can't even know because there's big lizard that the lizard they look like him was an area done. I'ma call him and say, yo, I can't go to the house. I did not go in the house. And he showed up and he got rid of the lizard, right? After a lot of effort, he did, and I was very grateful. But it wasn't until like after a week passed and called me and say, sir, but Mr. the lizard, I realized, say, yo, the lizard are big. But he couldn't tell me that. He felt like he couldn't tell me that. So he was like, boy, never move like Prince Charming and get rid of the lizard. But he was afraid as well.
I mean, all right. In that case, Kimmie.
I'm not showing examples. I don't share.
I could say that we always have a man, Like, in that situation, no. I mean, if me there and my girl there, and we have the lizard there, at some point, why don't we have to go brave?
So, listen.
If she not volunteer for her bravery, as a man, as I say, we have got to try volunteer ours.
Not necessarily, because guess what?
So we would move out of bed.
Not necessarily. But that's always my solution. Yeah. But I have to say, once I had another experience and I called my brother. And him afraid of the lizard. Right. But guess what? Him and him wife forward. And they became a team. Right? Because I know that me, I was of no purpose because I was even stepping foot into the house.
So the two of them never make one by themselves. So they come together to make one.
And I like that because she was aware that, if not really want to deal with it neither. But both, you can see both of them. So she got the hanger. She got the hanger and she's like, all right. When we do that, and literally I said about talking.
Yeah, me make up the night and you do the distraction and we work together.
And I admired it. I admired it from outside because I was not going in the house.
Wow.
But they both came as a team and they were literally strategizing together. All right, we have the hanger. And then you're going to get the broom, and then you're going to whatever, and then you're going to push him outside. And listen, guys, it took some time, but they together were able to get out. So I think there's power in communicating those fears because he probably would have been going through stress in that moment if we were both looking at him like get rid of that, So I think that communication is necessary. Joanna said most men are afraid of flying roach. I remember both of us running.
It's the flying roach thing still.
No,
but the thing with roach, I don't really say afraid of roach because we can't step for roach.
That's an act of war.
You see the contact with the flying roach, I can make with you, it's not safe because something flying at you, the wings them catch you, the foot, that just you. So that, I don't like you just put your face in there for the roach land on it. So as a man, I can agree. If you see a flying roach flying at me, I'm going to be swinging my hand like man. Because you just don't want a roach touch certain part of your face and them.
Yes, one land on me one time
exactly.
and it felt so weird.
I don't really say afraid for the roach, but the flying roach, them, see if things that fly at you.
No.
You got to catch a piece of your lip. No, you have got to get out of your lip.
Don't even imagine that.
You have to get a lip transplant.
Right, but I point, as much as those scenarios are hilarious, right? I pointed it out because sometimes we think of mental health concern as something big and something serious, but I'm just showing how even those simple things, we need to allow men to be able to express that. If I have a fear of lizard, where you're going to say, well, I've been on a man, or can't kill lizard, he's willing to do it. But as I said, my brother and his wife, they teamed up and they were able to get it done, So I feel like we need to have those avenues where men can express how they really feel, right? Probably have some man will have some real concern, probably like certain type of music, them can't tell you that because, boy, it's going to seem like him no manly. And no, we need to stop that, right? So I drew on some very simple experiences first so I can understand where we're coming from. So it's not always a big thing. Like, them are going through something serious or them are commit suicide and no. Sometimes it's a very simple thing and we need to start from there. And I feel like when men are more comfortable with expressing something simple like that, they will come out with the bigger stuff eventually. Right? So we need to get more into that. So in addition, Men often utilize unhealthy coping strategies, such as substance misuse, to deal with mental health issues. So, those are substance misuse, just in case they need some clarification. Then probably turn to some sort of drugs, they turn to alcohol, they, pills, all of that just to get over it because they can't speak about it. So, they need something that will numb it, right? And that's not a healthy way. This makes their illness worse and puts more obstacles in the way of getting professional assistance. Mental health problems and substance abuse often coexist, creating a vicious cycle that is challenging to escape on one's own. So, guys, we need to look into that. And it's not only with substance abuse, because you have the men as well that when they can't express themselves, they're gonna go drive fast.
Right. Or
so enough of them
whoever is around.
Exactly. Or them is aggressive, so them a thump wall, all those things. So it's not even only substance abuse, but they always have another avenue. You just have to pay attention to find out what their avenue is. Also, these guys is video games. So I look for them as, boy, every damn day I play a video game, can't find something else to do. While he's probably trying to block out something he doesn't want to deal with, don't know to talk about, and the video game is just his escape from reality. Sometimes we need to look at the hidden messages behind him instead of just say, boy, I'm going to play a video game named Spare Time. We need to look into that, right? And as I say, it may not be easy because, also women will realize these things and ask questions, and these men, I've experienced it. It's very hard for you guys to express it, but you have to create a space of comfort, a space of trust, a place of, I don't know what else, comfort and trust, a comfort zone, right? Where they can know that, all right, I can share it and it's not going to be used against, because a lot of men say, they tried it in the past and it was only used against them in a moment of vulnerability, in a negative light. So now they're burned.
Yeah, as soon as tomorrow I say,
okay, afraid of lizard.
No, but if you say, boy, they can't pick up looking back to me. Well, you could have run a lizard yesterday.
Exactly. I love that example. Right? So a lot of these men feel like, okay, I tried it, I've been burned, I'm not doing it again. I'm gonna be a man and just keep my thing to myself.
Yeah, superhero.
Yeah. So we need to look into that. And then understanding men's mental health concerns. I want to go a bit deeper into this part. There's still a stigma around men's mental health, making it more difficult for men and boys to reach out for help. Some men still feel as if people expect them to hide their emotions and quote-unquote man up or be strong for others. Having or acknowledging a mental health condition is still seen as a sign of weakness or lack of masculinity among some men. So even when they know they have a condition, they don't want to admit it, they don't want to acknowledge it. So enough time we have brothers or uncles or fathers that we acknowledge something and we say, no man, you need to go get it checked out. And them not do nothing about that, because guess what? All of a sudden people are going to know about it, it's going to seem like they're not a man. For some reason, that's how we have painted the picture over the years. And as such, even when arrows are pointing to there being an issue, they will obviously not open up to it or not want to admit it in fear of being ridiculed. Because that's really what happened in Jamaican society. You talk about a weakness, all of a sudden it's a joke around town.
Probably you get a nickname from it.
Exactly.
I want the Safas. I want the shot. Yeah. I want the wiki. Yo, Jamaican, we're not there, but we're good with the good stuff, but we're also very good with the bad stuff.
Exactly. We're good at being good and we're good at being bad. Yeah. And that's not good. Right? But I want to point out that mental health conditions aren't signs of personal weakness. They're just health conditions, just like any other. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't feel ashamed about going to a doctor with a broken arm, would you? If your arm was broken and somebody say, yo, you really a good doctor? When they step back your arm, really guys, that's what you're supposed to do. Nobody's going to bash you or ridicule you for that, because we know you want to keep the arm intact and functional, right? So why is contacting a therapist any different? You still want to keep the mind functional. You want to be intact. You want to be, making wise decisions, all of those things. So they realize, all right, there's something threatening this, then you reach out to the specialist. So why are we looking at it negatively? And as Joanna said, but men always do that to other men, mouthing them. So that's why, Joanna, I mentioned that from early. because I always see men on social media saying, exactly, I always see men on social media saying, oh, the women don't understand and society don't understand. But then I realize a lot of these men are the ones bashing you like, yo, brother, what you do? We don't do that. Tough up. So I realize men also have these high expectations of other men, and it's also contributing to the mental health concerns. Right? So today I have a bridge where you can reason with and say, yo, man, we don't deal with this today, so that somebody can, them can reason with you and work through it together. Them are ridicule you and I say, boy, I can't believe so Lionel come and ask you cabal. Can't believe. Yeah. That's not healthy. So I want the men to look into themselves as well, because you want more awareness for this, but you are also perpetuating the issue. Yeah. Right? So the National Institute of Mental Health says mental health conditions are more common among women than men. But this may be because men aren't opening up and reaching out. So these numbers may not be factual, because women, we don't want to tell you how we feel. We're going to tell you. We're going to come and say, yo, we feel like something might off, or we feel like, realize it's been happening.
I'm sure why the data statistics will be off for that one. Woman even go to therapist. She tell you, say, I didn't have a problem.
Exactly.
She never have a problem. She, why you here, man? More tell the about my husband.
I'm going to bring him into the session so you can tell him what he want to do wrong.
So, we go there because she thinks the man has an issue. So it's not that, as you say all the time, through the man and go.
Yeah.
Sometimes the woman going on behalf of the man. So you don't know.
And sometimes not a mental health concern. Right. It's a whole different scenario. But we're not getting into that. Yeah. But so we're just saying that the numbers, even though it's showing that women have a higher rate of mental health conditions, it could be because a lot of the men who are affected are just not sharing. Right. So it seems like the women outweigh the men, right? And while 51.7% of women with a mental health condition in 2021 receive support from mental health services, only 40% of men with a mental health condition did. Not only that, but the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, that CDC, says the suicide rate amongst males in 2021 was around 4 times higher than the suicide rate among females. Wow. The organization also says men make up almost 80% of all suicides. Guys, that's almost 80% of all suicides. That says a lot. I don't know about you, but that says a lot to me. And men may also be more likely to engage, as I said earlier, in substance misuse or abuse in place of mental health care. Guys, I don't know about you, but this has just pointed out so many things so far.
Big eye-opener as well.
Exactly. So many things so far. And one of the main things as well, when it comes to not only men's mental health, but mental health overall, is that it's difficult to get help because worldwide, mental health care often receives insufficient funding and people often don't prioritize it. So that's another part of the issue. So you realize we have a compounded issue. We have to start acknowledging it on a national level as well, because if we're not putting sufficient funding in those areas, when we are telling people, say, oh, go get help, where do I get the help?
Yeah, where do we go?
Where do we go? So you may have people that say, okay, we realize that, yes, we do need help. I'm willing to do it. My family has been pushing it. My partner have been pushing it. My kids probably have been pushing it. And I'm ready to do it. But where do they go? So we see that we need a change not only on the citizen level as to how we see it, but on a government level, because we need to have a special budget for that. Yeah. Because a lot of these crimes that we see, a lot of these relationship lovers fights and all these things, a lot of it is linked to mental health. And we need to do something about it. As I said, we need to do something before something do it. And right now, a lot of things are doing.
Yeah.
So
things are already.
So we need to, since we're done already in it, we need to start reacting. And I think we need to do so wisely.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to the break, but when we get back, we have more to discuss regarding men's mental health, how to raise awareness and how to support it.